Thanksgiving. I'm so glad you decided to watch tonight. The VeryVera show is going to be full of things for Thanksgiving. What do pumpkin, onions, and turkey have in common? Well, I know they're all going to be on my dining room table for Thanksgiving this year. So I hope you'll join me. I'm putting together some scrumptious dishes. I'm going to show you how to roast the perfect turkey, a little different from probably what Mama used to do. I'm going to make a leek and mushroom bread pudding that is scrumptious, a green bean casserole that is different from any one you've ever seen, and then finally, to top it off, a pumpkin crisp that is just spectacular, served warm or at room temperature. So set yourself ready, get your hot tea or your glass of wine, and join me for the next 30 minutes for some wonderful ideas for Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a lot to do and have a lot of fun. For joining me today. You know, I've been getting ready for these Thanksgiving shows and looking forward to it. And so many people have said, Vera, you're going to show us how to make the perfect turkey. I don't know how perfect it's going to be, but if it turns out anything like the one that I did yesterday, I'm very excited about it. I went to Fresh Market and picked up my turkey, and this is about a 10 to 12 pound turkey. So probably if you're having anywhere from 12 to 20 people, this is certainly well enough turkey for that many people. But what you do, and what I like to do, is 2 to 3 days before you're going to cook the turkey, I like to get it ready. I've brined this in some salt water just down in the sink, and then after it has brined really well, then I'm going to just pat it really good and dry just with paper towels. And I have it sitting on a broiling pan that I've sprayed down so that none of this will stick to the pan. But the main thing that you want to do at this point is to make sure that you've got plenty of kosher salt. You know, turkey is not going to really be as flavorful if you don't have a good bit of salt on it. The salt that's in the brine water does a little bit of that, but I'm going to put a nice coating of kosher salt all over this dried turkey. And you can pat it down and just get it nice and ready. But this is going to cook at 450 degrees. This is the secret to this. So a little bit of pepper to that. And then I love to use the nice fresh herbs, and those are always so conveniently located in the produce department of your grocery store. So get those and be ready there. The other neat thing about this recipe is it uses lemon zest. So this is the zest of one lemon, and I'm just going to put it right along the very top, the breast part of the turkey, and that smells so good when it's baking. I've got fresh rosemary that I'm going to add on to that. This is just the perfect size turkey to me. All right, and then add a little bit of fresh thyme, and that's one of those seasonings that really reminds me so much of Thanksgiving. And you can even put whole pieces of this so that it looks really pretty when you take it out of the oven. I'm going to put some on both of the wings. All right, now I'm ready to fill the cavity. Some people like to put their stuffing in the turkey. I really like my stuffing to be a little bit crisp on the outside, so I like to fill the cavity with just onions. You can do onions, celery, carrots, but today I'm putting whole quartered onions just down in the cavity of the turkey, and in between those I'm going to put some fresh lemon, and you're just going to fill this all the way up. This is actually a large onion that I've cut into eighths, and I haven't even peeled it, so you've got the peeling still on, and that looks really cool when it comes out of the oven as well. So fill that up. I've got enough room for a couple of more lemons. And there again, the beauty of this is how attractive it looks when it comes out of the oven. All right, I'm going to get this basted with a little melted butter. I've got my oven set on 450 degrees. This is going to go in for 45 minutes. Then you are going to turn the oven down to 325, let it cook for another 45 minutes. to an hour. You want to make sure it comes to 160 on your meat thermometer, but that's going to roast up really pretty, and in the end, you've got something that looks exactly like this. So come back and join me. We're going to be making some more dishes. Welcome back. I am having the most wonderful time today. I'm in my friend Linda Carter's house, and it just has a spectacular kitchen, a beautiful view of the river. So I don't even feel like I'm at work today. I'm just having a wonderful time. But I'm also thinking about Thanksgiving, as I'm sure you are as well. And I know for me, there are just sometimes that there are things that you want to make sure you always serve, but it's always nice to have a new special dish. So this is something that I hope you'll try. It's a green bean casserole that uses butter beans and lesueur peas. And you know, you're thinking, my goodness, that's so ordinary sounding. But the sauce that goes on top of it is what makes this so unique. So let's get started with this. I've got my 9 by 13 inch pan, and of course my butter papers that I saved so that I can get the pan nice and greased before we begin. And you know, for those of you that don't know, this is my little secret from my grandmother that she told me about. So to this, I've got 2 cans of lesueur peas that I've drained, and I'm just going to pour those in the casserole dish. And then I went ahead and pre-cooked some butter peas, and I'm going to add that in. And then we're just going to mix these together right in the pan. Just mix those up and get those ready. And then now we're ready to make the sauce that goes over this, is what makes this so unique. So I'm just going to use the bowl that the butter beans were in, and I'm going to get started on the sauce. Very unusual combination of ingredients, and it starts with Hellmann's mayonnaise. So I'm going to put this in the bowl. And then to that, I've grated fine a medium-sized Vidalia onion. I've got some prepared mustard, and this is just French's mustard. So I think you're probably loving all these ingredients so far. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, horseradish, my absolute favorite. Can't have too much of that, about a teaspoon. And then a tablespoon of vegetable oil. And then to this, we're going to add in some chopped eggs. And I want to show you again, I've shown you this before, but I love this little gadget that you can pick up, where you put your hard-cooked egg in and you press it down, then pick it up, put it in again, and it cuts that egg just perfectly for you. So this uses 4 hard-cooked eggs. And now we're just going to blend all of this together. And again, just the combination of the onions and the horseradish, the prepared mustard just really makes this, the aroma of this is wonderful. And it's so colorful. I know we're all tired of the same old green vegetables, the broccoli au gratin, the green bean casserole that we've all made a million times. So now I'm just going to pour this sauce just right on top of the butter peas and the lesueur peas. When was the last time you bought lesueur peas? I never anymore, unless it's to make this casserole. Now I'm just going to spread this clearly across. And now this will bake in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And it can come out and go into your warming drawer while some of your other dishes are getting ready, because all you're doing at this point is just get it heated through. So again, this is a simple recipe. If you've got an outside refrigerator, this can be made ahead. So come back, I'm going to be putting together a mushroom and leek bread pudding. Looks like we're well on our way to a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm so happy today that I've been in Linda Carter's home, and her kitchen today is just fantastic. But we've put together many good recipes today, and I want to finish up a mushroom and leek bread pudding. It's just scrumptious. What I've done ahead of time is over on the stove, I've cut up the mushrooms into nice slices. I've got 4 leeks that I've cut up, and then I've been sauteing this in a delicious combination of thick bacon. I've got some wonderful butter, different herbs in there. So I've got that cooking down. I'm going to add to that a little bit of kosher salt and then some coarse ground pepper. And then one of my favorite spices is fresh tarragon. Nice and fresh, and I'm going to add that in. And this is just going to be cooking down for a few minutes, and with that goes some sherry. So I'm going to turn the heat up on this just a little bit and let that cook down while I get the rest of it together. I tell you, the backdrop of this wonderful hood and this nice stove at Linda's has just been great today. The au gratin part of this recipe is really wonderful. So I've got 3 eggs in the bowl already, and I'm just going to crack 1 more to go in with this. And this is really a scrumptious bread pudding with the leeks and the mushrooms. So to the eggs, I'm going to add some heavy cream. And we know we don't use heavy cream very often, but I tell you, it really makes this dish spectacular. So I'm going to whisk this up, get that mixed together. And you can see I've already started, I've cubed my good country loaf bread that I picked up yesterday at Fresh Market. They have some wonderful fresh breads in their bakery department. All right, I've got some fresh parsley, and I like to just take the knife and go very quickly down just to get everything nice and even and chopped up, and it just smells so good. So I'm going to add the fresh parsley to this, and then I've got some chicken stock that I'm going to add, and all of this is going to make this gratin scrumptious. All right, so let me check on what we were working on behind me, the things that were cooking on top of the stove, and it looks like the juice is just about where we want it to be. So I'm going to turn the heat off on this, and this is going to get added to these wonderful chunks of a chunky country loaf that I picked up at Fresh Market. I'm going to add in the leeks and the mushrooms. And if you wanted to make this a vegetarian dish, instead of using the bacon, you could just use butter or vegetable oil. All right, so let's get this mixed together. And the longer this sits, the more it just really soaks into those breadcrumbs. All right, now I'm ready for the Gruyere cheese, and I'm going to use about a cup of that in here. And again, this is what's going to make this such a creamy dish. Now I've got my pan ready to go over here, and as always, I have my butter on my little piece of butter scrap to get my pan nice and ready. I'm going to go ahead and spoon the mushroom mixture into this prepared pan. Gosh, and I wish you could smell how wonderful this is. So I'm going to push that around, and this can be made the day before and just put in the refrigerator overnight. Now I'm going to pour this gratin over that. It's just such a nice chunky dish. Very different. Instead of a casserole, you get to call it something sophisticated like bread pudding. So I'm going to spread that evenly in the pan. I'm just going to top it with that last little bit. And this is going to go in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And again, you do have to serve this right away. So come back with me at the end. We're going to be putting together a pumpkin crisp, and then Linda has invited her mom and her sister-in-law and her niece over, and we're going to try all these wonderful dishes. So come back and join us. Oh gosh, oh, I forgot to turn my cell phone off. You know, I'm sure some of you do that very often as well. I try to remember when I'm going somewhere to put my phone on silent or vibrate, but many times in my busy environment, I forget to do that. So if that should happen to you, the best thing to do is to especially keep your volume down when you're talking, but maybe walk away from the crowd and say, you know, can I call you back in just a few minutes? You know, texting is so important when you're going to be in a situation where you need to be in touch with your office or with your family. So you can look down at the phone and see whether or not you have a message. But you know, remembering to put your phone on vibrate or to turn off when you're in a meeting or at dinner or at lunch with someone is so important. I'm asked very often, what is etiquetely correct? It's really not correct to have your phone visible when you're in a restaurant. Again, just keep it in your purse, maybe check when you go to the restroom, but just remember, always do it in good taste. You know, it's not Thanksgiving without pumpkin, so what could be better than a dessert that uses pumpkin? And I'm using Libby's out of the can today, but this is a pumpkin crisp recipe that's just scrumptious. It uses canned pumpkin, evaporated milk, sugar, and vanilla as the basis. So some of these things, if you just have them in your pantry, you could put this recipe together very quickly in a moment's notice. I know what you're all thinking out there. I can't believe that Vera is making a dish that's made with cake mix. But the answer is yes, because we all run into those times when we're really busy. So I've added the evaporated milk and sugar to this. And now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And this is homemade vanilla that a friend made for me. I love to use it when I'm making holiday dishes. So to this, I'm going to get this whipped up. This is going to be poured into a greased 9 by 13 inch pan. So this is the bottom of the crisp. And then on top of that, I'm adding a Duncan Hines butter cake mix. I'm just going to literally take it right out of the box, and I'm going to sprinkle it all the way across the pumpkin that's on the bottom. Just get it evenly distributed throughout. And I've preheated my oven to 350. And this is just going to go in and bake for about 30 minutes. So get that evenly on top. All right, I'm going to top it with some pecans, a little bit of oatmeal, which is new to this recipe, and then I'm going to finish it off with melted butter. While I get this finished and ready to go in the oven, I've got Linda and her whole family waiting for me on the porch. We're going to come together in just a few minutes to taste some of this delicious stuff that we made today. So let me finish this and we'll get ready to go outside. All right, you know, it's been a great day today. I hope everybody can certainly take advantage of this fantastic view here on the river, Savannah River, at Linda Carter's house. And Linda, thank you so much again for letting us come in. And, you know, I would love for you to introduce your family, your beautiful family.
This is my mother, Margaret. This is my sister-in-law, Katie, and this is my niece, McKay.
Well, welcome to all of you, and you're getting a preview of what is going to be on the Carter Thanksgiving table. So I want to invite you to have a little bit. Margaret, Katie, that is the mushroom and leek au gratin, and Margaret, that is the green bean with the horseradish sauce, the mayonnaise sauce. And then certainly I want you to have some turkey. You know, this was really a lot of fun today. I tried something brand new myself. I did an old favorite. And Margaret, I'm sure over the years you've had the things that your family, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving if you didn't prepare. Do you ever try something new?
Well, I'm certainly going to this year.
Well, and that brings up a great point. The
recipes.
recipes are on the NBC26.tv website. So if any of you are looking for something different for Thanksgiving, you know, Katie, do you have another child besides?
I have a son, yes, Taylor.
Okay.
He will love all of that.
He'll love all of that. Well, great. Well, how about you? Do you love dessert? Well, I am going to let you sample the pumpkin crisp, which hopefully will be on your table Thanksgiving. So try a little bit of that.
Thank you.
So, you know, as you
Thank
can
you.
see by the things that we made today, some things you have to do maybe the night before, like the mushroom au gratin, and you know, you could get in the kitchen and help chop up those mushrooms. You know, I do so many things with young people at VeryVera. That's always fun for me. And then, you know, the turkey can be prepared the night before and popped in the oven really quickly. So I just want to again thank you for letting us be here. I hope you all are enjoying everything. I want to tell the audience today, happy Thanksgiving. I am so thankful for the opportunity here with the VeryVera show and to come into your home every Saturday night. I'm especially thankful for my own family that I look forward to being with on Thanksgiving. But just like we always say at VeryVera, you know, we do things well, hopefully you're enjoying what you're tasting today. But no matter what we do, we always do it in good taste. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Y'all enjoy.
Thank you.